Namaste. I'm Kaladeva and welcome to my podcast. This is my first podcast and I have had a calling to make it. So please like, subscribe and donate to this channel so that I may do many more videos and bring you a very important message. This is not so much a message from me. I would like to make it more of a conversation. I would like to be here talking to you as if we were in the same room, and I could tell you many things that I have become aware of, the many things that have happened in life to make me realize that we are living in a very special time, in a very special place, and not everything is as it seems. Now, not everybody is going to be interested in the things, the subjects that I would love to talk about, but for me, these subjects are fundamental in our everyday lives and deserve discussion, deserve some research. The reason I've decided to make these podcasts, it has taken me many years. I've been wanting to do these podcasts for a very, very long time. I wanted to spread what I found out, what I know. These are my truths. They may resonate with you, and I hope they do. Everyone has their own truths, and our perception is formulated by our upbringing, our environment, our society. So we are all different, thank God. And whether or not we're from Africa or from Europe or from Asia, we'll all have a different perspective, a different outlook on life. It is only natural. But I do know that there is an underlying humanity to all of us. And I would like to appeal to this humanity because I do believe we might be in the process of losing it to a power that is taking control of this world, and they are cutting out and taking over humanity. This subject is so important that I've decided that it will become my mission to try and help in any way I can by shedding light, revealing secrets, if you can call them secrets, and allowing us to connect the dots to what's really going on. Many of you will realize that the world is not as it seems. The news you hear, there's always something wrong. There's so much conflict, division, and misunderstanding in the world today. And I tell you what, it's all by design. None of this of what is happening right now is accidental. These are not just random events, random diseases that we've been experiencing for the past, actually for a very, very long time. But it's really come to our attention in the most recent years because the changes have been so radical, sometimes beyond belief. There are many days I would talk to people and I would have to, slap myself and say, are we living is this the true world? Are we really living? I mean, I couldn't believe it's like a science fiction movie. It's like a movie with actors and just fake people all over the place. I've come to realize that these are not, this is not by chance. And I'd like to bring this information out into the open and allow you, as the viewer or as my friend, to do your own research and investigation. Now, I don't want to tell you the truths that I have uncovered and experienced. I would like you, for yourself, to come to your own understandings. There is no point in me telling you what to believe. Only you know what resonates with you and is truthful. What I propose to do is, if I can, and I have a good regular connection to the Wi-Fi, I'm going to do a weekly podcast, and each week I would like to focus on a certain topic or a subject. I've come up with a group of about 20 subjects that I'd like to talk about, and perhaps I'll make a podcast once a week, and then people can, are there any questions regarding the subject, or you have any questions, or you have some useful information to add, perhaps 3 days after the podcast I can do another podcast and read out some of the questions, some of the queries, and I could possibly answer some of them, and if not, give referrals, references to links, which I know will be of benefit. Some of the subjects I would like to talk about, which all are massive subjects in their own right, and deserve a lot of attention, are subjects like, first of all, conspiracy theories. Now, much of which I talk about, people can just say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory, but this is where your own discretion, your own research, and your own understanding, using common sense, using intuition, to make up your own minds. What I've gone and done is, for many years, over a decade now, I have listened to different researchers, different podcasters, different professors, doctors, bankers, whatever, tops in their professions, and I've looked at loads of different sites, and I have been able to sift through and find what really resonates. People who are sharing for good reasons, honest people who only want to be of benefit to others, to be of service to others like myself. And you can tell from their demeanor, you can tell from the way they come across, their intention, their purpose, that what they are talking about, to their best of their knowledge, is the truth. So I don't believe in all conspiracy theories, but there are many conspiracy theories that are actually true. I hate to say it, but once you started to realize how deep and how far the powers that want to be are prepared to go, you will come to realize that throughout history much has been done. Collaborations, joining of forces for the benefit of a few, and it's only a natural thing. I mean, once people are in power and they have control, they have success, they just want to consolidate it, build on it, and grow themselves at the expense of others. So there will be conspiracy theories, but these have to be tackled, and because most of them are, more conspiracy theories are true than false. And I won't get into too much details. I just want to let you know that I will be posting links where you can get your own information from, and these will be in the description box. So another subject will be research. What kind of research it's important to do. We get most of our information. Most people get most of their information from the television. Of course, nowadays it's much more popular to look online, but there are so many different sites out there, and there are so many people who are in it for the money, and they're in it for their own ego, to be a somebody, and the glory, the attention, whatever it might be. So I use my empathic qualities, to discern where people are coming from, and I only choose people who I really believe are worth listening to, referencing to, because I'm not in any way a genius in any of these subjects on their own. There are many people out there who have done many years of good research, and I use them. So I research the researchers, and I use my own experiences in life to judge and to come to some clarity and understanding. Other subjects which are worth looking into are the occult, which is like the hidden societies, secret societies, which dates back for many years, and it's a very interesting subject. On the dark and on the light, there are two sides to the occult. I'd love to go through health and well-being, alternative forms of health. What is well-being? How can we stay healthy, spiritually healthy, physically healthy, mentally healthy in this day and age? And I do believe that all the solutions are available in the natural world. Other subjects would be life and death. Very interesting subject, because once we understand what is life and what is death, then we have a better idea of what we're dealing with and how best to live our lives to the full, to the max, and really how to enjoy ourselves and make the most of being here on this planet now. Life and death, spiritual awakening. What it's like to have a spiritual awakening. I had one. It set me on this path. It came about as a result of my recovery from addiction. I had a spiritual awakening as a result of coming to realize who I am, what happened to me, and this came through a 12-step program of recovery. And during that program, I started to practice meditation and prayer. I got honest, I got real, and it took me to a place which allowed me for a spiritual awakening. And it turned my life around, and it introduced me to a way more joyous way of being, and an understanding that I never had before, that I couldn't comprehend, that I couldn't see. So it is with this knowledge that I'm able to talk to you, because I also understand where you're coming from. I understand the things that the way you see them. I have been there. I have been in many different situations in life, all different aspects of different jobs, different countries, different societies, different cultures. And through all of them, I have picked up a feeling, an understanding, a knowing that makes me able to identify with people from all walks of life. And I believe that I can use this to my advantage, because I know where you're coming from. I know how you're feeling. Be a man, boy, woman. It really doesn't matter which country you're from, what job you do, whether you're an academic, you're just a high school leaver, or you didn't even finish high school. I can still understand how you feel, the way you think. And I do believe the subjects that I'm going to talk about will appeal to you. Other subjects will include symbolism, sacred geometry, which has a very, very big role. We are bombarded daily by symbolism, and geometry, sacred geometry, numerology, sacred numbers, and the meanings of numbers and symbols. Very, very important, very powerful. I'd like to talk about angels, demons, and myths and legends. They can be more real than you can ever perceive. I used to be pragmatic, I still am pragmatic, but I used to be practical. I used to be an atheist, and I knew there was something far greater at work. I could never put my faith in saying, oh, it's God. For me, that would take some evidence, some actual a miracle happening in front of me, or something of a religious experience to make me believe in God. But I have come to believe in God, and not in a religious way, but in a beautiful, personal way that is open to everyone, and no matter what your background, what your religion or non-religion. God, a difficult word, but one that has to be used. I would like to say it is actually the all-being power, creation that ever existed, that is all that is. But I would be doing it as a service, because actually it can't be, God cannot be described, it is beyond the word. And hopefully through my talks and your own understanding, you'll get to understand what it is I'm trying to say regarding this. So I'd also like to talk about religions. They play a big role in our world. It seems to be very divisive, very controlling, and it is. There are a lot of good people who give their hearts and their minds to religions, but unfortunately they are a control system as well, and people have been used and abused over a long period of history with churches and religions. I'd like to talk about frequencies and consciousness. The whole world, the whole of existence is made up of energy, frequencies, vibrations. We are, as human beings, we are energy beings, we have life force, we radiate a frequency, we radiate vibrations, we pick up on vibrations, we are transmitters of frequencies. My voice is transmitting a frequency. We are receivers, we are antenna. We receive frequencies, we receive vibrations. This is how we communicate. This is how we sense things. This is how we have true intuition. We get a feeling something's not right, something's right, something's bad. This is a good place, good vibrations, good vibes. I'd like to get into that quite a bit. It's a very important subject as well. I'd like to talk about really fun, interesting subjects, things of everyday life, like music and entertainment. I call myself a musician. I'm not that great. I love music. I love playing music. I used to DJ, play drums in the band. I've written lyrics, and I'm really into music, and I was into movies. I still am, arts and things like this. But there's also another side to music and entertainment, a side that has been used and is being used very successfully to manipulate, direct our perception of society, of life, and unfortunately many people have fallen into a trap and you wouldn't believe it, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and I'm hoping to enlighten you on this subject. Again, I am not going to tell you all the information. I'm going to speak about the subject and then link it in the description box with people, researchers, top of the line people in all fields who I have researched and referenced and really put a lot of faith into, and really feel I can direct you to them. And then you can always have a listen, and then you can always give me feedback in the comments what you think of the people I've referenced, because they are far wiser than me. They are able to describe things the way they are, and it resonated with me. And when it resonates with me, I get a feeling. I get a feeling that this is something worth listening to, something worth investigating, and someone worth listening to. The other subjects a very important one is education. Education regarding children and education regarding ourselves. How we're brought up, what we're taught, who we believe. It's a very, very rocky road at the moment, and it always has been. Our education has been controlled. What we're allowed to know has been limited. For if we did know the truth about life, and if we learned that in school, we would be in a very, very different world. We would be fully in control of our governments. There wouldn't be the wars that go on. There would be some semblance of peace and harmony and happiness. Unfortunately, our education has molded us, has given us a certain perception on the world that has allowed us to be put into a position where we are able to be controlled, able to be fooled, because we do trust. In fact, we trust a lot of the wrong people, and our education has a lot to do with that. I do believe the future is our children, and their education is of primary concern and importance, because if they get the right education, we will have a bright future. But if we allow it to continue the way it is, and I've been shocked and horrified by the stuff that's going on in schools in the States, or they're trying to implement in the States, in the UK, in Western society, it is really quite shocking, and it has no place. It has no place in our lives, in the future of our lives, in the future of humanity. And that leads me to one subject really, and that is history. Regular, recent history, modern history, but then also our ancient history. And it is fascinating. It is really fascinating what we don't know, or what we've been told is just nothing. It's just not worth knowing. It's myth, it's legend. There is so much interesting information out there which will put things into perspective, will make you realize that where we are today hasn't just suddenly happened by accident, but this evolution has been going on for thousands of years, and it's an incredible story. It all ties into history, into religion, into spiritualism, into cosmology, astronomy, the origins of mankind, and that will also lead into UFOs, ETs, another powerful, amazing subject. Do not discount it. Do not laugh at it. There is much to be discussed, and we are in a very, very important time. I do believe that the ET or UFO, other being disclosure, is forthcoming. How it will be revealed, it's very important for us and for you, all of us, to understand that the narrative on this subject is going to be not one of the truth. It is going to be manipulated because it is such a big subject. I have been researching this. I have had my own personal experiences, and I will reference really credible researchers on this subject because it is of ultimate importance. And finally, finally, I will introduce and talk about meditation. For me, it is a fundamental part of my spiritual awakening, and has led me to come to realize that through meditation, I've come to certain realizations about the human quality of life. Through meditation, and I don't mean it in a woo-woo, sit in a cave, I'm sitting in a cave, type of meditation, but meditation which brings about self-awareness. And what I mean by that is who we truly are as human beings, not just this body, but the soul, the mind, the being. It's not easy to explain. I like to try and keep this simple, and I will keep meditation simple. It is a very simple thing to do, and the benefits are incredible. Not only do you feel better, and your outlook and your perspective on life is a lot healthier. But what happens is you do come to realize the ultimate question, and that is, who am I? Who are you? Truly. I remember when I was about 5 years old, a 5-year-old boy, I remember standing in the garden, looking around, looking up into the sky, and looking at my body. And I thought, hey, I'm in this body. Isn't this weird? And I looked at my body and I thought, okay, this is my body, but I am me and I am in this body. And I as 5 years old, you wouldn't, it's not the type of question you normally think a 5-year-old would ask. But it happened to me, and it was very strange. From that day on, I've always had a sensation that I didn't belong here, or I'm in the wrong planet. Take me home, take me back to wherever it was, because I knew I wasn't just this body. There was something far greater. And through meditation and through listening to gurus, I don't follow gurus. I don't suggest people follow gurus. You are your own guru, and gurus will come to you as you do your research, and as you listen, as you learn, and as synchronistic people will come into your life. Certain events and people and places and things will come into your life because you are on this path of inquiry. Events will automatically happen, and no doubt you will come across some gurus that actually do appeal to you. As I said, don't follow gurus. Gurus are there to guide, and they are actually a reflection of you. And they're not there to tell you and teach you. They are there to offer you guidance so that you can learn to teach and learn and discover for yourself. The only time that I have found success in helping others to recover from addictions and others who would like to improve their lives, change their lives because of depression, anxiety, or whatever, is that you yourself have to want to know the truth, or you want to know why am I in this condition.